heard it, that can certainly shoot it, I beg your pardon, from distance here this evening. So we're set for basketball on a Wednesday night here in Coral Gables. Again with Jack McClinton, I'm Kyle Seeloff. The officials tonight, Brian O'Connell, Lamar Simpson, Jamel Spearman. We are underway, and the tip-off is in possession of the Miami Hurricanes and Nigel Pack to open things up this evening.
I want to see the Miami Hurricanes come out very unselfish. The last couple games, there's been a lot of individual play. I want to see them start to share the ball a lot more than they did at the beginning of the season.
Well, that was unselfish. A nice look from Bensley Joseph into the big old mitts of Norchad Omier, and he got fouled on his way up for an easy layup. So Norchad Omier will go to the free throw line for the first time this evening. Miami 6-1. The LIU Sharks are 1-6. They are under the direction of Rod Strickland, and if that name rings a bell, it should. If you're a fan of basketball, the NBA executive, the All-NBA point guard, a member of the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame, an unbelievable player back in his day. He's come from the Coach Calipari tree. He's been all over. He is 4-32 now with LIU, but he's been tasked, Jack, with bringing this program back, get him back to some winning ways.
For sure. I mean, when you play for a coach like Rod Strickland, such legendary background, you want to come up and show out for your coach. Great unselfishness to start the game by the Miami Hurricanes. I love how Matthew Cleveland gets out in transition. Gets the rebound or doesn't get the rebound, gives it up and gets it right back.
And as Rod Strickland watches on and watches his team here tonight, he's got his two boys playing for him as well. There's the replay of that last basket for the Miami Hurricanes out to a 4-0 lead with Coach Strickland's sons, Terrell Strickland and Ty Strickland. Terrell's a redshirt junior, obviously both from Tampa, out of the St. Petersburg area. Terrell transferred in from James Madison. Ty transferred in from Georgia Southern. That's got to be pretty darn cool. Obviously, maybe things have not gone the way that Coach Strickland would want them to, but he's got his two boys out there playing for him. That's incredible, Jack.
You know what I call that?
What's that?
Family business.
That is, it's in the business. It's in the family business, and I guess he's got an eye on those boys, too. He doesn't ever have to wonder what they're up to, does he?
Not at all.
They are under the watchful eye of Dad. Wooga Poplar just got pushed at the top of the key. Comes up holding his right knee a little bit, and he's limp coming back down the floor. Miami trying to force a turnover as LIU looks to get on the board for the first time tonight. And Miami does indeed force a turnover. Wooga Poplar from distance. And
bad knee, come back for the three. I love that about Wooga. Gets up limping a little bit, comes down, shoots a three from the U.
Well, he's holding that right knee. Something does not feel good as Rod Strickland has called a timeout. Miami jumps out to an early 7-0 lead here tonight. Coach Larinaga out on the floor. Now, Wooga's trying to walk things off. Coach L obviously a little bit concerned about him. And Wooga Poplar's going to go to the end of the bench. He's got a pretty good limp to him there. Let's take a break. Just a little over. Back inside the Watsco Center after a quick 30-second timeout from Rod Strickland, the head coach of the LIU Sharks. Miami jumps out to an early 7-0 lead here this evening, and an encouraging sign for the Miami Hurricanes. Wooga Poplar stays in the game.
You definitely want to see that from your best player. I'm glad he's back out, still moving.
Yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with that knee.
And it's a traveling violation on Ty Strickland. Oh, I didn't see any knee-to-knee contact. That maybe just got to twist it up a little bit there at top of the key.
I want to see Nigel pull that. Great shot.
There you go. He pulled it all right.
One thing about Nigel Pack, he plays a lot better when he gets going early, when he's letting the ball fly early. I think Coach L made an emphasis. If you're open, let the ball fly. Transition, half-court offense, let the ball fly. Because he's a rhythm shooter. He sees one goal, he can make 3-4 in a row.
Ahmed Esahadi, along with Tanakopa, check in for the LIU Sharks.
Some early subs for Coach Strickland.
It's obviously just an interesting place where the program is at, right? Like, you know, they are having some troubles winning. And just 1-6 this season. Although it is, you know, as you take a look at it, Jack, as that shot is off the mark and it's pulled down by Norchad Omier, you know, they did beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi. You take a look at some of the other games, right? Air Force, it's not like they're losing by 40 and 50. You know, the margins have been substantial at times, 10, 20, 25 at times. Kind of hanging around there, scoring some points, just not enough. Not enough efficiency.
They're just not enough. And also, with Coach Washington has a new basketball team. You expect it from a new team. They're still trying to understand each other.
Great by Cleveland.
Dunk by Cleveland. I think he plays his best basketball in transition. At the next level, that will not change.
12-0 Miami. And a look down low. That was blocked. And getting it back is Nicola Japa. And there's a foul on the floor. And it's Nigel Pack. First Miami foul of the night.
He's got to get up there and dunk that a lot faster.
Andre Washington checks in for the Sharks.
It shows you the speed of that help side defense by Matthew Cleveland. He was able to get there, help side, get a block shot.
Miami has held LIU scoreless for nearly the first 4 minutes, headed towards that first TV timeout in this ball game. We'll push off on the baseline. Bensley Joseph always plays terrific defense. Sharks just have not been able to get a quality look at the bucket. And there's a fight for the loose ball on the floor, and there's Norchad Omier to take it away. Omier, top of the key, 4-3, and he buries it.
Norchad's really improved his shooting ability. If you look at that last shot, he didn't do a lot of messing with the ball around his hands. He literally got the ball and let it fly.
Well, there's another takeaway by Matthew Cleveland and another bucket. And Rod Strickland's going to call another timeout. Miami leading 17-0. We'll take a break. Norchad Omier. Well, back here inside the Watsco Center, Miami out to a 17-0 lead. Their last bucket coming courtesy of Norchad Omier, who I teased going into the break, Jack. Really tried to improve his three-point shooting this offseason. And look at that. So far, it's paid dividends this early season.
For sure. Norchad is a gym rat. He's putting a lot of reps up in the gym. And it's showing in real life. He's shooting the basketball great. 6 for 14 from 3 this season in 8 games. Great percentage.
There's a good look there for LIU. But coming up short and way short is R.J. Green, the guard out of the Bronx. There's a turnover by the Miami Hurricanes. Let me ask you this, Jack. Obviously, you've been around some great NBA players. You were drafted yourself. You played at the highest level. Is Norchad kind of doing that this past offseason? As he looks ahead, obviously he's not putting, the cart in front of the horse, but will a prospective NBA team want to say, hey, can you shoot it from distance a little bit? Can you give me a little something out there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The NBA is changing. You don't see too many bigs in the NBA right now that cannot shoot a mid-range or a three-point shot. And Norchad knows that. He went to the pre-draft last year, worked out, and I'm sure that's something that he heard. We want to see you improve your shot, and he's been in the gym. It's great to see guys that put the work in and reap the rewards and the benefits of putting the work in.
LIU, unfortunately, 0 for 5 to start this game, and they're trailing 19-0, and that one will not fall for Andre Washington. Miami does indeed come down with a rebound. Matthew Cleveland with 6 early points. Omier's got 7. Poplar with a 3. Nigel Pack buried a 3. There's a turnover. And back comes Miami. They'll have numbers coming the other way. Up top for Norchad Omier.
This is what you want to see from the University of Miami basketball team. Everybody run the floor after a turnover, after a rebound, and get in transition basket. That's going to help them when it comes down to later in March.
That pass slipped out of the hands of Ahmed Esahanti. There's another look at that alley-oop. Up top.
That's one thing you don't have to worry about with Norchad. He is a freakish athlete. You throw it up there to him, he's going to get it.
The two sons, Terrell and Ty, check back in for the Sharks.
I think they made their dad look better than this. I'm rooting for these two kids out here.
Well, it's hard not to root for the program as well, Jack, right? I mean, obviously, Rod Strickland did not have to do this. He did not have to take this thing on. Right?
Not at all.
They have struggled. They're 4-32 underneath them. He's going to need some time. But this is a guy for a long time. As an executive and as a player, knows what it's like to win basketball games. Finally, the Sharks are on the board. That's Ty Strickland.
Ty Strickland for 3. Much needed 3. Hopefully this gives the LIU program a little bit of an energy shift, as the body language has been down a lot this whole game. Great move.
What a move by Bensley Joseph. And Wolko with a flush. Rod Strickland named the head coach of the basketball program on June 30th of 2022. He joined LIU from the NBA's G League Ignite, the NBA's official minor league system, essentially, where he served as the director of the Professional Path program since 2018. Another bucket, back-to-back buckets for the Sharks. This time it's Eric Acker, who had a sensational week last week. Acker was named the NEC Co-Rookie of the Week on Monday. The East New York native, over 18 points.
His last 2 games, this guy's averaging almost 20 points. Expecting to come out here with complete confidence. I want to see him attack the basket more. You know, they have nothing to lose being down 23-5. If I'm in, I'm going to let the ball fly.
Another 3 on the way. And again, it's Ty Strickland. I think Dad might have said, son, this ain't going well. Get out there and take a little charge of this thing. You got a good shot. Let it fly.
Let it fly, son, because it's not looking great for us right now. But it's great to get a back-to-back 3. Expect him to get the next one down and let it go once again. Because if I'm him, I shot 2 and I made 2. I'm shooting 3, 4, and 5. Nice move by Matthew Cleveland there. He showed great patience on that shot. Back down, back down, back down. Felt the defender, turn around, jump shot.
Well, if it reminds you of Jordan Miller at all, that is the role that he's replacing this season. And it was the patience that played off for 2 years for Jordan Miller, and watching him go to work and his ability to kind of move north and south and east and west in the paint and get those layups and those up and unders. I mean, you know, Matthew Cleveland kind of tasked with doing that this year for the Canes. Almost traveled. Bensley Joseph almost walked, and Nwoko can't finish down low. Got beat and banged up.
Great ball movement.
I'll tell you what, that's some terrific ball movement.
But it shows you even better defense by the Canes.
You don't suspect that maybe a part of Rod Strickland coaching this team in the program he's building as Bensley Joseph buries a 3. Might be the ability to share the basketball. This is a guy that ranks 13th all-time in assists in NBA history. That was a big part of his game, man. Facilitate.
Oh, for sure. He's probably preaching. Swing the ball, dog. Swing the ball.
And if he says, gentlemen, if you don't believe me, well, you know what? Let's go to my room. Let's throw on a little film of the old man here after almost 2 decades in the NBA for Rod Strickland.
You know what they say? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
So 28-10, Miami leading. Under 10 left to play. Bensley Joseph, another 3, buries it.
I love to see Bensley's shot improving. That's going to be huge for this University of Miami Hurricane team as the season continues.
Miami very much playing under control tonight as the ball is swiped away. Nwoko came up with it. He handed it off to Christian Watson, and he finishes with a little finger roll at the rim.
I'm loving the way Christian Watson is coming to the ball game and affecting the ball game on offense and defense. Last year, you saw him kind of coming in, you know, shot hunting, looking to score, but now he's kind of turned into a defensive specialist for this Miami Hurricane basketball team.
Grabbing an offensive rebound there was Eric Acker, and he couldn't finish right there at the rim. And Bensley Joseph nearly just turned it over. In the corner, step back 3 on the way. That's too short. Matthew Cleveland comes up with the offensive rebound, and then he threw it away.
Although this Canes, they're up by 23, you don't want to see turnovers like that happen. But you get it right back, I'm sure they'll forget about it. Great split, great move by Chris Watson.
Wow. Strong finish.
Great finish. One thing we will say the University of Miami basketball team will get from this game is a confidence booster. I think that's much needed, especially in this part of the season.
Timeout on the floor. Christian Watson. A few points early tonight. The sophomore out of Maryland. Nice.
This holiday.
All right, 8:36 left to play in the half here in Miami tonight. It's the 15th ranked Miami Hurricanes hosting the LIU Sharks. There is the coaching resume for the longtime star in the NBA, Rod Strickland. Second season at LIU. Talked a little bit about his career path to date. The first round former draft pick by the New York Knicks. Played for such a long time. Fun fact, Kyrie Irving's godfather. How about that? That's incredible.
It makes sense now. You know, I used to love watching Rod Strickland growing up. The way he was able to finish the ball at the basket, different types of spins, using his body in the paint. I could see where Kyrie potentially gets some of his finishing ability for him.
Oh, Miami up big, leading by 25. Give him 28. Keyshawn George, the freshman, with that full head of hair, buries a three. I thought it was interesting, Jack, and I mentioned this to you, and I'll bring it onto the air. Watching Rod Strickland during the timeout, right? Like, at this juncture, it's not going to do any good to scream and holler. Obviously, things aren't going well. But just teaching, you know, he's teaching. He's tapping guys, you know, on the knees, telling them what to do instead of, you know, the abrasive, get in your face, like, be better. He's teaching. He's a teacher.
Yeah, you know, if you look at Rod Strickland, you paid attention to him throughout his career, he's a very mellow type of guy. So, you know, that's kind of translated into his coaching abilities. You know, a lot of times, he probably knows his personnel. You know,
right.
Guys receive coaching differently. And, you know, with his personality, it's the type of guy that a player would love to play for.
Under 8 left to play here in the first half. Miami up big. That three rattles in it after Ty Strickland. He's the older brother of Terrell and the two sons of Rod. Miami's made 5 of their last 7 field goals.
Although we saw Ty make 2 threes before that, as a shooter myself, I would love to see him get that small hitch out of his shot.
Time for another break. Miami up big, given the 7:06 left to play in the first half from the Watsco Center here in Coral Gables, Florida tonight with Jack McClinton. I'm Kyle Seeloff. Jack, you know a little bit about shooting the long ball, baby, and from way out there beyond the arc, when Coach L's teams are really good, they're shooting the three really well. They're 6 of 8 in that department tonight. How about that? 42% from deep this season. That's second best in the nation, man.
That's very strong, especially coming back from a team last year, getting up a lot of threes. And it's great to see the development of their shooters, shooting the basketball with confidence, putting the work in, and they're reaping the benefits, and we're seeing results on this basketball court.
Take me back to when you were young. When were you like, I'm going to make it a point of emphasis, I'm going to learn how to shoot the ball from way out there and do it really well?
I mean, probably at 6 years old, you know, I was always the smallest guy, so I had to be able to shoot the ball to get on the floor. I mean, you just keep shooting till you make it till it feels right. I mean, I can't remember how many times that I switched my form as a kid. Elbow out, elbow in, 2 hands, 1 hand. You know, just trying to figure it out. You know, it's almost like a science. But once you get it down, you letting that thing fly. It's hitting the back of the net.
Keyshawn George with a traveling violation, as Andre Washington will check back in for the Sharks.
And the guy behind us saying, Euro step the next time, kid.
From half court?
That's why I said it.
It's like the playground rules.
Right. Must be an LIU fan.
Pick it up, put it back down after a couple of steps. So Miami up big. They started the game on a 21-0 run. Now beating and banging down low. The hook shot is no good for Nikola Zjapa, the young man out of Serbia, a freshman at 7 feet tall. There goes Wooga, strong with the right hand, just floats in the air, man.
Great move, great pace. One thing you want to see from Wooga, he doesn't exert a lot of energy and effort, which shows professionals, GMs, and coaches. This guy knows how to play the game. 1-2 dribbles, slow that step down, floater across the middle. That's what's going to get him paid at the next level. And doing things like that, too.
Boy, he came out of nowhere.
You got to reward him from the U. You got to reward him from the U.
Well, Pax got it. Step back 3 on the way. He tickled the twine. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Sidestep cash money. And like I said, he's a rhythm shooter. He made his first three. He's coming down looking for a shot. Great sidestep by Nigel. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Pack's got 8 points tonight, averaging 13 this season. Every single starter outside of Bensley Joseph, who's averaging 9.3 points per game this season, is averaging double digits.
I was going to say that. You know, it's great to have a team. You got Matthew Cleveland at 14.7. Bensley Joseph at 9.3. You know, that's 10. Wooga at 16.9. Norchad 16. And Nigel Pack 13. That shows that at any given night, anybody can take control of this basketball game to give their team some buckets.
Miami, the only school in the ACC whose entire starting five averaging 9 points per game or better this season. Pack working in, finds a wide open A.J. Casey, who just got stuffed at the rim by R.J. Green. And the Hurricanes fighting for offensive rebounds. Omier got one. He couldn't finish, so back comes LIU. Just 2 men at the rim there. Green and Casey.
Great defense.
Washington almost had it taken away, and then he cannot finish. They had nobody guarding him. Casey going to work on Strickland, still working, and had it taken away, but he got whacked on the arm with 4:15 left to play, so A.J. Casey will head to the free throw line for a couple of freebies.
We've seen it a lot more. You know, A.J. getting a little ISO in the paint. You know, we didn't see a lot of that last year, so that goes to show that Coach Al has a little bit more confidence in A.J. this year to be able to put his back to the basket, couple dribbles, turn around. He made a strong move and got fouled. Want to see him knock down these 2 free throws.
Be his first free throw attempts of the season for the sophomore out of Chicago, and the first halfway down comes out.
First free throws of the season. Wow. At least he's 0 for 1, 50%.
This also could be wrong.
0%. He got to make this one. I feel like I saw him at the free throw line maybe, but maybe not. Oh, man. Got it back.
I'll triple check it.
Great pass.
Our stats sheet, Jack, could be wrong. But never let the facts get in the way of a good story, as they say.
For sure. Right now, he's 0 for 2.
Until further notice.
Until further notice, ladies and gentlemen. That's the statistics.
Let's take another break. 3:55 left to play in the half. All right, back here inside the Watsco Center. Miami up big, 3:55 left to play in the half. Here's a really interesting graphic to take a look at, Jack. How about Miami's bench minutes per game? Most importantly, way bottom left-hand corner, 12.4 per game, right? 338th in Division I. Wow.
That's tough, but I mean, you know, that was in the details. Obviously, we know Coach O relies a lot on his starters. But at the end of the day, I think this University of Miami basketball team, they do a lot of things that don't show up on the stat sheet. But it is an alarming number being, you know, that far down in Division I basketball. Oh, you hate to foul a three-point shooter. But let the see guys be more aggressive coming in. You know, as the season continues to grow, confidence will continue to grow, and look for those numbers to accelerate.
I think I said, if I said minutes per game, I apologize, points per game. But bottom line is that Miami's got to get productive there, right? And, you know, you go back to recent years, it's really hard, especially when conference play rolls around. You can't be rolling 5 guys out there just every night and expect them to get all the scoring. So it's going to be incumbent upon Coach L to see what he's got from that bench. And somebody at some point, whether it's one guy or 2 guys, a couple of boys got to step up there for him.
For sure. You want to use games like this, you know, being up 45-13, expect the Coach L to put his bench in a little sooner than, you know, that he's done in the past. So look for these guys to come in and really be aggressive and build that confidence up for when, you know, ACC plays come. Like you said, we're going to need a lot of offense from the bench.
Starting 5 is back out there right now for Coach Larinaga as Matthew Cleveland misses a baseline 3 near side. Approaching the 3-minute mark here in the first half. Here's a look in towards the paint. Trying to get it to fall off the backboard was Eric Acker. He cannot. Here comes Miami quickly in transition. Poplar, a little soft coverage, and that's easy to the rack.
Easy bucket. Notice how he uses offhand to get that guy's hand off of his body. A lot of times, you know, you want to get your hand over top the defense's hand. Easy, breezy baskets.
He had a little scare early in the first half there when right knee looked like it buckled a little bit on him. Here's the three. That one looks good, and it is. That thing is buried. It was Andre Washington.
Great shot, hand in his face.
Miami's 19 of 31 from the field, shooting 61%. LIU's been down here for a couple of days. They are coming off a loss at FIU, 74-59 a couple of days ago.
Great driving kick by Norchad.
What a move.
The one thing about Norchad, he has a motor. I mean, his gas tank is always on F. Always.
Yeah.
We can call him electric. He just charges up and he's good. You don't need to refill that gas tank at all.
But at the end of 40 minutes, he's usually dragging off the floor because he does empty the tank. By the time that puppy hits 000, he's about cooked. Bensley Joseph skies for a rebound.
I want to see Nigel catch that first pass.
Boy, look at him go. Look at him go, Chad.
And shoot the three.
Ooh, tough shot. Washington in the paint got fouled. We had 1:23 left to play here in the half, and now checking in for LIU is going to be Gezem Bajrami out of Finland.
Let's see what he brings. Here's a big body. Let's see what he brings to the table.
And now Tanakopa will check in. And he'll replace R.J. Green. LIU just one of their last 9 from the field. And there's a bucket for Eric Acker. Not very often that Nigel Pack finds somebody his size out there on the floor. Usually looking up at everybody. Got to shoot it over. Tonight he's kind of going toe-to-toe with Eric Acker. As Pack gets it. And then back out for Wooga Poplar for 3 on the way, and that is no good. Matthew Cleveland with an offensive rebound this time. And then he had it taken away, but with his feet on the baseline, it was Ty Strickland.
Look at number 43. Got his hands on Norchad. That might not be the guy you want to be trying to wrestle with.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll see.
A little beating and banging here at top of the key from Strickland. And now Wooga is going to back down to Acker. That's a mismatch and a fadeaway jump shot. That'll play at the next level. Yuck.
100%. Amazing play. Once again, notice 2 rhythm dribbles, felt the defender, spit baseline, fade away, nothing but net. Smooth stroke. It didn't look forced at all.
I'll tell you what, there's obviously some terrific college basketball players out there. That shot way off the mark. I don't know if anybody can hang up there and just glide through the air like Wooga. I mean, the hang time, just the simple step back, fade away jump shot just hangs, Jack.
He made something so difficult look very simple. That's a tough shot to be able to rhythm dribble, half spin, baseline, shot. And one thing that people don't see is the elevation that Wooga has on his shots. He's a great mid-range shooter because he can elevate over the defense.
Coach Larinaga having a conversation with Norchad Omier. We'll let the 10 seconds left in the first half here inside the Watsco Center in Coral Gables tonight. The 15th ranked Miami Hurricanes hosting the LIU Sharks. Inbounds pass goes to Nigel Pack. Clock ticking down. A handoff to Cleveland. Dribble drive to the rack. The layup is good.
It's a great play call by Coach Al for timeout.
That'll bring us to the end of the first half here in Miami. The Canes up big, leading 53-18.
Prime time.
I think Colorado, I think they have a potential lottery pick. They have one of the best players in the country on their team, and I apologize, I'm blanking on who it is, but Miami will go to Brooklyn and take on Colorado this week, and then they'll come home for LaSalle, Stonehill, and North Florida. And then they're off and running back in conference play. They are 1-0 in that department so far after they beat Notre Dame last Saturday. Conceivably, Miami obviously takes care of business here tonight. If they beat Colorado, they're going to have a really good chance, Jack, of being, 11-1 going back into conference play. It's a good position to be in.
Great position. Let's just hope they show us some love in these polls, man. I feel like we don't get the kind of love. Well, University of Miami doesn't get the kind of love they should. You know, we dropped out the top 10 with a loss to Kentucky. We only got one loss. Have some good wins. And, you know, at the end of the day, I think Miami now is a basketball school.
There's a turnover there by Matthew Cleveland. And, boy, having a hard time turning it into points is the Sharks. Look at this. So many opportunities. There's a foul on the floor, man. So many open looks right there at the rim.
A lot of quick jumping. It's like that game back in the day called taps. Tap the ball in the air, you can't touch the ground, you got to tap it again.
Hey, who was that foul? 13, 15.
And Strickland misses the first of his 2 freebies.
On his free throws, he has less of a hitch in his shot. Look at his threes, he has a nice little hitch before he shoots the basketball. To all the kids out there, and even adults out there, get rid of the hitch.
Matthew Cleveland got whacked in the mouth. He's got a bloody lip and a little blood running out of his mouth, but he's good to go. An offensive rebound by the smallest guy on the floor, Eric Acker, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Fouls on Bensley Joseph.
Norchad wants to get every rebound right there. Sometimes I think Wooga had the rebound and Norchad kind of got in there. But then they're both aggressive. That's what you want to see from 2 of your top players on your basketball team.
And Acker's first free throw is good. It has been, and it will continue to be, a point of emphasis for Miami, is not allowing the offensive rebounds with the frequency they have this season and tightening up the defense, especially, again, and it cannot be reiterated enough, once you get into conference play, you know, you give up 2 or 3 offensive rebounds a game that turn into points, could bury you. Miami played all of those games last year. It came down to the final minute, 1-possession games.
100%. Offensive rebounds, turnovers, 50-50 plays. You have to win all of those.
Look down low. That's a beautiful pass and a finish for Nikola Japa.
He's got great pace down there. He doesn't rush. Goes up strong, takes his time. It's a good finish.
Well, Coach Larinaga does not like what he sees in the first minute and a half of this second half. So LIU with a bucket. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. Good look down low.
Greatness.
Coach Larinaga did not like the way the first minute and a half transpired here in the second half, so he called the timeout. That triggered the TV timeout. And so away we go coming out of that timeout. And I wonder what Coach L had to tell him there, Jack.
Probably said, keep the energy up.
There you go.
Because you're winning by a lot of points doesn't mean you come out flat-footed. But you don't want to start creating bad habits.
I think they were a little startled last week in Kentucky, too. They played a really good first half, down, 5 at the half? They forgot what the gym was in the second half. They came out, and Kentucky punched them in the mouth, and they couldn't get off the canvas.
100%.
Good Wooga Poplar.
You don't want to see that happen again.
Well, he skied for that rebound, and Miami's going to push the ball in transition. Joseph working off that high screen from Norchad Omier, who floats it up. And Bensley Joseph will go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
You want to keep Bensley off of his left hand.
Here's a look at that previous basket. What do you see here, Jack?
Great patience. You know, you notice he stopped on 2 feet landing. He has 2 feet. Didn't necessarily choose a pivot foot yet. Made the right pass, but a good cut. You know, you see a player in the middle of the floor pick up his dribble, you got to cut to the basket. Great read by Matthew Cleveland.
Bensley Joseph makes his first free throw. Now 9 of 11 is Joseph from the free throw line this season. That was an area of his game that he really wanted to work on. That was not up to par and up to his standards last year. So now 10 of 12.
That was an eyeball sandwich right there.
Yes, it
Great
was.
contest. Better shot.
Those quick twitch muscles for Nigel Pack. An easy layup.
Nigel's a very deceptive ball handler. I don't know if he's slow, fast. He's able to change speeds very quickly, which makes him a super dynamic guard, especially being a shooter. Being able to go slow to fast, super hard to guard at any level.
Darrell Strickland just threw that one away. That's a turnover. Omier a little careless with the basketball. Then he finds Wooga Poplar down low, who got knocked to the floor. It'll be Miami basketball. That was nearly stripped from Omier, who didn't see the man coming from behind him there atop the key.
Got to be a little bit more protective about the basketball. It's kind of like a lazy handoff, and that's what happens. You get up this many points. Sometimes that handoff, when you're strong with the ball handoff to your teammate, you get a little lazy. You don't want these things to happen no matter who you're playing.
Nigel Pack, step back three, no good. Norchad Omier with the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Pack. And the shot clock resets to 20. Boy, Bensley Joseph just got fouled. He had his defender going left, while meanwhile he was going the opposite way.
He must not have got the scout report. Bensley Joseph is a left-hand basketball player. Every play, he's going strong left. You got to keep the ball out of his left hand.
Kopa and Bajrami check in for the Sharks. Ball deflected just a little bit. Now Poplar's got it. And going up strong. Boy, he tried to finish. Wow.
Man, he is such a high flyer. Let's look at this replay here.
Oh, my gosh. He almost used them as a bit of an elevator there at the end.
100%. You know, Wooga's so calm. He comes down, gets fouled on the dunk.
Jeez.
Facial expressions don't change. You know, something like that, even if he didn't make the dunk, scouts and people are looking at that like, wow, this kid is a freak of nature.
Poplar with 11 points tonight. Now averaging just a little bit south of 17 this season per game. He's made 21 threes this season as Wooga Poplar. That's amazing.
Yeah,
52%.
He is shooting the leather off that basketball. And one thing about Wooga's shot, if you watch it, it looks the same every single time.
Boy, Nigel Pack just threw that away. He's got that sloppy carelessness, just a little bit up so much, up nearly 40 in this game. Here's a three, quick trigger. Oh,
in and out.
Tanacopa's got to be saying, what on earth do you want me to do? Poplar with a behind-the-back pass to Omier, who works in the lane in a fadeaway jump shot from the free throw line. I don't know if I've seen that one before from Omier.
It's a great move. You know, being able to cross the ball over in traffic, spin back, and elevate balance. A lot of times you see guys spin back and they're not balanced. Norchad went up, super balanced, and we got the result we wanted.
Three balls good for Eric Acker.
You notice that Eric Acker shot that basketball. He shot it with no hesitation. Straight up, straight down, smooth rotation. Now we got 5 guys coming in. We talked about these bench points for the University of Miami. They got 15 minutes now to really show what they're made of.
Could be a wholesale line change for Coach Larinaga coming up. Ja'Kai Robinson, Christian Watson, Keyshawn George, Michael Nwoko. and A.J. Casey are all going to check in for Miami, and this is going to be an opportunity to forget about the scoreboard and play basketball. Let's take a break with 14:38 left to play. Miami up big here in Coral Gables tonight. Center, and Wooga Poplar, you know, he's comfortable shooting the ball from anywhere. And when I say anywhere, I mean, how about this pregame with Jack McClinton sitting next to him, and then he gave you a little look, Jack.
That's crazy. I mean,
don't tell me I can't make it from there, he said.
I mean, being able to make that shot with nowhere to really land, a lot of upper body strength, a lot of arc. It's a big shot by Wooga Poplar. He's a shot maker, though.
He looked at you and said, don't tell me I can't make it from here. I'm going to make it from here. And he made it from there. So you might not find it hard to believe then when he's on the actual hardwood. He's pretty much comfortable. As soon as he gets across half court, he'll bomb it up from anywhere and make it.
Sure, and then like I said earlier, if you looked at that shot in that last clip, the shot looked the same as if you were shooting a free throw or if you were shooting a regular three-point shot. The makings of a great basketball player and a great shooter.
Now, meanwhile here for the Miami Hurricanes, good ball movement. A.J. Casey, top of the key. His three rattles in and out, but Coach Larinaga is now going to utilize an entire different five. And these are five guys right now, Jack. Get rid of the scoreboards in the entire building, because somebody here has got an opportunity to prove to Coach L that they belong out on the floor and they deserve more minutes.
100%. You got 13 minutes and 40 seconds to come out and really showcase why I potentially should be in the game a little bit more. And that's great from Ja'Kai Robinson. I mean, he may pay the least amount of minutes of these scholarship players, and coming in, transition, shooting a shot, being confident. That's what you want to see.
So we'll see how they handle themselves out on the court as Robinson makes a bucket, and then on the defensive end, he goes up there and gets a rebound. If you are Coach L and you're watching this, sitting courtside, what do you want to see from these guys right now, Jack? What are you looking for?
You want to see them to play unselfish Miami basketball. Because you don't want to come in as a substitute and you're looking selfish, because it stands out like a sore thumb. You want to come in, show Coach L, playing hard defense, playing unselfish University of Miami basketball. And right now, we're seeing an unselfish play for an Emily.
Bucket good for Casey. He'll get an additional one at the free throw line. Sophomore forward out of Chicago, Illinois. Played a little bit last season. Scored a career-high 8 points earlier this year against NJIT. Played 29 games last season. He was the 50th best player in the country a couple of years ago coming out of high school. As Ja'Kai Robinson gets called for a blocking foul.
AJ has huge upside. You know, great size, scoring ability, athletic. You know, look for him to be a breakout player this year.
A four-time All-State pick in high school in the Chicagoland area. And a running shot fading away, no good for Ahmed Esahadi. Keyshawn George fires away, too short. Quick trigger from George.
You know, although that's a quick trigger, I liked him as a freshman to not be scared to shoot that shot. Having that confidence, that's the first thing that matters, shooting the basketball. In and out for the big fella.
And Michael Nwoko just got wrapped up down low.
Michael Nwoko just got wrapped up down low. See what you did there? You trying to rhyme on that one or what?
No.
You just come natural, huh?
I can't rhyme a single thing, pal. I don't think so.
See why for the three. Off the double screen.
A little hesitation, and he's going to the free throw line, isn't he?
I love see Watson's, you know, size and athletic ability. He's really good at getting to the defender, using his body, his upper body strength to create the contact and go up and make a shot.
Sophomore guard out of Maryland. Went to St. John's College High School in the D.C. area.
For sure. I would say the DMV breeds the best basketball players in the country. What do you say?
It's hard to argue against it.
Okay.
You know, you will find some great players in the New York tri-state area, maybe the New Jersey, New York area. You start putting those all-star teams together, the DMV up there, they're going to go toe-to-toe with anybody in the country. There's no doubt about it.
100%. Shout out to DMV, baby.
It probably helps that LeBron's kids are being funneled through the Los Angeles area school programs, but Southern California's got some good high school basketball too.
Definitely has some great players.
I saw LeBron's oldest boy just got cleared for basketball activity with USC.
Very excited to watch
right?
him play. Yep.
That'll be really cool. That's another generation of James that are starting to grow up and play ball. Here, his younger boy might be better than the older one. Is that, if I'm following that correctly?
That's what people are saying. But at the end of the day, you never know. The media, they say certain things, and it's all about, watching and looking out.
It's the crazy people like us in the media, Jack.
Right.
Miami's up big. 11:28 left to play. Tonight, starting five looks pretty good to me, Jack. You take if you're coaching, starting a program, you take those five by chance. You might be able to build around that a little bit.
100%. And it shows, like we've always said, Miami plays their best basketball when they're playing unselfish. Having five guys, Bensley's at 9.3, but having five guys averaging double figures at any given night, somebody can get out there and get you a bucket. And this game is about getting buckets, baby.
Tell you what, I wouldn't know what the heck I was doing, but you give me those five, I might win a game or two.
Or three or four.
Just make sure they get to the gym and say, go get them, fellas.
Great touch
shot there.
Great touch by the local. Great touch. And you want to get him reps soon because we're going to use, the University of Miami is going to use him, during the ACC season.
Again, it's 74-26. These are crucial minutes for guys that do not see the floor a whole lot.
Huge minutes. It's a great finish by Strickland. Getting in the lane, getting it over the big fella. It's not an easy shot to make.
Robinson takes the handoff from Keyshawn George, and he'll handle the point guard responsibilities, and that one's taken away. Robinson just never saw the man that he was looking for, and there's a foul. And the bucket is good for Andre Washington. He just never saw that defender when he passed that thing.
Yeah, if you look at that last play, Miami was very, very stagnant. And obviously, in practice, these guys may not play all together at once, but five going back in.
For about 2.5 more minutes, I would imagine. LIU might be looking, you could be kidding. What the heck?
This is a funny thing. I know the stars are coming in, licking their chops. And then you have the opposite of energy of the guys that was on the floor getting substituted out. The energy is like, really? But at the end of the day, you got an opportunity to show your worth, and bad turnovers, being stagnant, it doesn't add up to playing time.
So the starting five are back on the floor for Jim Larrañaga with 10:20 left to play in tonight's festivities.
Oop, going up.
Up top for Omier.
I saw that.
Easy.
But you notice the difference in the movement of the basketball. It's hard to guard a team that's constantly moving.
Here's one for you, and you hear Coach Larrañaga talk about this a lot. And you could be able to explain what this means, Jack. He always talks about playing defense, right? You got to play good defense, and defense turns into offense. Young kids might be thinking, what do you mean? Right? I got to get the ball. I got to score that thing. I'll take care of the But what does that mean when you hear a coach tell young players defense will turn into offense?
It's one of those things where, defense isn't the popular thing to do.
Tiring, too.
But defense keeps you on the floor. You get stops. You get the ball back. Now you got an opportunity to score. And like I said, it's the less popular thing to do. But look at a guy like Bensley Joseph. Bensley Joseph has kind of turned himself into an offensive threat. But in years past, he's been a defensive specialist and got on the court through his defense. Because at the end of the day, to get to shoot the ball, you got to be on the court. Defense is what gets you on the court.
Jason Steele, freshman forward out of Flushing, New York, checks in for the Sharks. Matthew Cleveland with 14 points tonight. So now Cleveland and Omier have a team-high 15 for Miami. Norchad Omier, another double-double with 13 rebounds tonight. He had 13 and 13 against Notre Dame. Now he's got his 4th double-double of the season, the 55th of his incredible college career that did not start here at the University of Miami. And he came down with that 50-50 ball, and now they go up top for Cleveland. Could not finish with his offhand, his left hand. Ball rolls out of bounds. It's Miami basketball.
Both of these teams are playing very hard right now. That's what you want to see. Obviously, the score is 79-33, but both teams are playing with high-level intensity. Obviously, Coach Rod Strickland is down right now, but him watching his team play and still playing with high level of intensity, that's what you want to see. And same thing with Miami. Being up this much, sometimes you could play kind of nonchalant, but they're still playing with great speed, great pace, being aggressive, and playing together.
Well, Nigel Pack, a 3, buries it.
That was a one-on-one double cross, step back to the corner by Nigel Pack. But when you got game like him, pack him up.
When you see that, is that all instinctual, or does he know what he's about to do? Is that a feeling out process there?
I think with being in the gym, having so many reps, it becomes instinctual. When you're doing drills, crossover, it's like a cone drill. He's being a great shooter. It's one of those things that gives you the added value. Oh, great split by Norchad. In the NBA, that's an M1 continuation. But back to Nigel, when you do it so much, it becomes second nature to you.
Yeah. It's impressive to watch. There's a lot that happens very quickly, and he can manufacture a great shot. And that is just not easy to do. It's a mark of a really talented, good player. Omier misses the front end of a 1-and-1 opportunity.
LIU's playing a lot of one-on-one basketball right now. They need to move the ball, get some movement, get Miami moving a little bit. Only one-and-done shots going on with the LIU basketball program.
A bad pass there and a turnover by Miami. And a shot on the other end. Good for Acker.
I like
nice
Acker.
Touch.
Freshman. He comes in, plays strong, plays confident.
He's averaging a ton of points a game.
Last 2 games, averaging almost 20.
He's got 13 here tonight. So he's averaging 13.9 points a game as a freshman, playing some really good teams. He's played UCLA, playing Miami, playing FIU. There's some really good teams.
Great pass.
Pepperdine, Columbia.
Great pass by Will on the baseline. A huge rule of basketball, when you get to that corner, you always want to have another man opposite corner. It's almost like your outlet. Because when you get to that corner, you got the sideline, you got the line behind you that's almost like a defender. So you want someone to be in that opposite corner for an outlet.
Nice move there. Really strong finish at the rack by Andre Washington.
He's been very aggressive. I want to see him be a little bit more aggressive. He's getting to the paint at will.
Quick timeout. This one's going to trigger a TV break. 84-39, Miami leading. Nigel Pack. What more can you say about this dude, man? He's been unbelievable for the Miami Hurricanes. Step back 3. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Step back, Pack.
We are back inside the Watsco Center with 6:35 left to play tonight with Jack McClinton. I'm Kyle Seeloff. It's good to be with you. All right, now it looks like the starting 5 for Miami will be done for tonight. The 5 reserves that we saw just a few minutes ago are back in for the Miami Hurricanes. And A.J. Casey nearly turned that ball over, but it's in the hands of Keyshawn George and A.J. Casey for 3. And that is way too short.
They better come in with more intensity and not turn the ball over, because I can see these starters coming back in. And I think Coach O is the type of coach that will kind of do some type of stuff to prove a point, to let you guys know nothing is guaranteed. You got to be in the game, ready to play basketball.
It's amazing to think about, Jack. And obviously, you really won't see these 5 on the floor again throughout the course of the rest of the season unless down big or up really big. But sneakily, this is about as big as Miami can get right here.
For
Isn't
sure.
that amazing?
Huge team. You're right. Very true.
It's about as big as they could possibly get. And, they're 6'7", 6'6", and the Woko's obviously got some size to them. But if you were going to put the biggest 5 on the floor for Miami. Is George buries that three. This is them.
It's very true, especially at their positions.
A.J. Casey looks good this year. He's put on a little meat. Michael Nwoko is going to be one of those guys. You get the nutrition and all those programs in college. Put on another 25 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, he's a natural-born specimen. You could just see how his body's built. He walks on his tippy toes. You know, some things you just cannot teach.
He's strong to the rack.
You don't want to see Strickland get back to the lane. You know, just got in the lane, finished with a layup. Now he gets right back to the basket. There's got to be better on-ball defense and better help defense there.
He's put that ball in his arm like a football and just took it strong to the rim, and he got fouled. So we'll go to the free throw line. This is Ty Strickland. He's got 12 points tonight, averaging a little over 12 per season. So he's right on pace, and he's going to best it here this evening. Strickland pretty good from the free throw line, too. 23 of 30 this season now after that made bucket.
Good shot. You want to come into the ACC basketball school, and although you're losing, you still got to get them up. And him being, you know, one of their better players, a dynamic player, you want to see him to continue to be aggressive.
And now Keyshawn George will go to the free throw line. And this is double bonus territory now for the Miami Hurricanes.
Very smart by Keyshawn George. Notice the defender had his arm on him. Keyshawn used his off arm to pull up the guy's arm so the ref could see it, and he made the call.
He played a career-high 22 minutes at Rupp Arena last Tuesday in that Kentucky blowout of Miami. Tied his career high by scoring 5 points. And tonight, Keyshawn George has 8, so that's a new
career high for Keyshawn
for the
George.
young man. Yeah, young man Acker, the freshman, very quick with the basketball when he puts it on the floor. And that was a quick move there, and that was indeed a foul. Boy,
these New York City point guards, boy.
Yeah,
super quick, shifty, confident. I have not met one New York City point guard that did not think they were the best point guard in the country.
Did you play a lot of ball in New York City during your day just by traveling there?
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it was pickup or organized, obviously.
You go to camps out there. You know, my first year of college basketball, I went to Siena College in upstate New York. So we would go down to New York City, go out there and play in the summertime. And that area, man, it breeds great basketball players as well. Shout out to New York City, but I still got DMV as the #1 place for basketball.
If somebody has never been, if you ever get the opportunity in the summertime to just go to Rucker Park in New York City and watch what happens there, the basketball, the young kids. Oh, Nwoko. Whoa, he's just swinging from there. Right? He about brought that puppy down.
Man,
he got angry for a second.
And like you said, in previous games before, we've seen him kind of go up a little bit small. He went full length out, big dunk, took the basket down. Dunks like that and plays like that, you know, during the ACC season, that gets your team going. You want to see a lot more of that from Michael Nwoko coming into the later part of the season.
He almost got himself a block. But if you ever get a chance to go to New York, anybody watching, you've never been, and you get a chance to go to Rucker Park to watch, you know, what they would just consider like their organized street ball type stuff. The fans that go out to watch them as you get another look at that Nwoko dunk. It is amazing.
He went full force. Yeah. Nice little twist on there. Look, a little and one. Yeah, Rucker Park.
It's
energy
amazing.
Is crazy there. 100%.
And I'm not talking, you know, there might be 20 fans on a chain link fence watching. There's benches in there. Hundreds of people will come out to watch pickup basketball. It is amazing. And some of the, you know, the greatest talent in the country will go pick up a ball and start playing. And it's amazing. It's very, very cool.
For sure. That's how you get a lot of confidence, you know, playing out there in the playground.
Sure.
You know, growing up as a kid, that's where you got the best run is at the playground. It wasn't, you know, you didn't go in a gym and you're outside, scorching sun, trying to stay on the court. Because if you lose, there's a lot of people out there you're not getting back on the court.
Right. It's a very real thing, too. Like, you know, it would almost feel like a little old school. This is a 15, 16-year-old kid that rolls up and he proves he can play with the big boys. They're going to say, you know, you can keep coming back and playing with us.
Yeah, we're going to pick you up next time you get here.
And
run with us.
You know, stuff goes a long way, man. It's very cool.
The good old days. I feel like the new kids, they're always in the gym now. They don't know what it's like to be on the playground, scorching sun, scraping up your knees. coming back in the house.
Tripping on rocks.
Tripping on rocks. Face dirty.
Backboard's a little crooked. Chains instead of the nets.
No nets.
Hey, is there a better sound? I thought Christian Watson was about to throw that alley-oop too. Is there a better sound instead of the nets, the chain, if you're out on the playground?
The
you bury one from deep on the chains.
Especially hard. Chains with the double rims. For some reason, the chain's always on double rims.
Yeah.
If I'm Christian Watson, I'm stepping in and shooting that basketball. Great move by Chakai, being aggressive.
Michael Nwoko for 3. It rolled right off the front of the iron. Hey, you're right, by the way. You want to be a good basketball player? Go find a playground, double rim, no give, and a chain. You start making those, boy, you're going to go somewhere.
Good. I grew up on the double rim.
With no give?
No give. You better make it nothing but net or give the ball to the other team.
That's too funny.
Nwoko with another jump shot.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, I like him taking that shot. Maybe that's not the best shot in the offense right now, but, you got to get him out at some point. And I'm sure he's made that. I've seen him make that shot. He's made it before. He's got to make a defensive play right here.
Washington dribbling and dribbling and dribbling, and he dribbled it out of bounds, and that'll trigger a TV timeout. With 2:33 left to play as we wrap things up from the Watsco Center tonight. Now let's take a look at the Miami upcoming schedule. A big date with Coach Prime's, kind of, sort of, not really, Colorado Buffaloes. That's coming up on Sunday, ESPN2. Make sure you check it out. Miami and Colorado. The Buffalo, very, very good. After that, LaSalle, Stonehill, North Florida. So 4 more non-conference games. And then on January 3rd, buckle up, baby, and grab those shoelaces and yank them a little bit tighter as Keyshawn George gets a bucket.
And let's not stay with LaSalle basketball team. They had a very crafty guard that had a 40-piece the other night. Philadelphia guards. We've been talking about the DMV. We've been talking about New York City. We got to give Philly some love. Philly produces a lot of guards. But once again, like I said, DMV breeds the best basketball.
Now, one thing we'll be able to agree on, and we agreed on everything so far tonight, you take the East Coast and the West Coast, you cut it right down the middle, East Coast is always going to roll them boys out west.
I like East Coast. You talk to a West Coast guy. I have a friend of mine, Darrell Wright, the LA guy. He's going to put his soul that California has the best basketball.
Wow.
We might need to do a little East Coast, West Coast game.
They should do that kind of like in the McDonald's All-American game.
Yeah.
For the high schoolers. Because they kind of just break them up, right? It's not really regionalized.
Yep.
Did you play in that game?
Oh, no, I was a 1-star in high school.
Come on, really?
Yeah, man, I had to work my way up. 1-star. I might
That's
have
a
had
good success story.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No stars.
But it's not, at the end of the day, I think the stars and the ratings, it's not about where you start, it's about where you stop. As long as you keep progressing and moving forward, anything is possible. And I always try to teach everybody, dream bigger and be an active dreamer, because you could be whatever you want in this life.
Yeah.
You just got to believe. A thought and a belief are very, very close with so far, because a belief is nothing but a thought you've been thinking for a long time.
I always think about what Michael Jordan said for years. He says, the one thing that nobody will ever understand about me, and they'll never understand it because nobody saw it, is I was working when nobody was watching.
That's the key.
Nobody was in a gym. You had no idea where I was, but I had a ball and a basket.
Work with no eyes, that's going to get you the prize. Great shot by Keyshawn. Yeah. Shooting the ball with confidence.
He's got a career-high 13 tonight. He's having a very nice night.
The one thing about Keyshawn, he's going to keep shooting the ball.
You hear the roar of the crowd.
The walk-ons
are coming in for the Miami Hurricanes.
Let's see which one of the guys on the court for Miami is going to be a little bit mad that they're coming out the game. Who you think?
Well, let's see.
Everybody's staring over. Everybody's looking over like, is it me? Is it me?
Just a rolling timeout here as Nick Cassano,
AJ and Keyshawn out the game.
And Carson Maston are checking in for the Miami Hurricanes. That is Carson Maston, freshman out of Austin, Texas. That is Nick Cassano, the freshman out of Naples, Florida.
Who do you think is going to get the first bucket for the walk-on?
Oh.
If I'm a walk-on, I'm getting in the game right now. If I get the ball and touch it in my hands, I'm letting it fly.
And I might not care where I touch it.
It don't matter. If I catch the ball at half court, it's going, oh, backdoor.
Oh, a backdoor cut. And Paul Jobe is going to fire away.
For a steal. This is your time to shine. Ooh, nice move, hands up. Uh-oh, we might get a layup. We might get a basket from a walk-on.
Joe Bay's going to try to take it himself.
Joe Bay said no. I need to get on the board.
What I understand, Paul Joe Bay is a young man that might have a very bright future, a freshman.
Yeah, for sure. He got great
He's got
size.
good body to him.
Yeah, great size, great body.
Reminds me a lot of Wooga Poplar. Look at him, and I
100%.
see a lot of Wooga Poplar when he was
true.
younger.
That's a great comparison. Great comparison. He can build that body and that frame to Wooga's game.
Got them long legs, man.
And then he'll be insane. Shoot the ball like a flame.
It's Christian Watson. Shot no good. Joe Bay rolls up. He can't pull it down. Under 30 seconds left to play here tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us on ACC Network Extra. Miami rolls Long Island. The Sharks of LIU.
Oh, get you a layup. Get you a layup. Get you the walk-on.
Oh, Watson. Almost turned it over. Oh, my goodness.
Watson said, look, I got 6. I need to get my average up. I'm not mad at him. I am not mad at him. What would you do? Fast break. You up. It's 13 seconds. You get a steal.
If I could get anywhere near that rim, I'd be trying to spin and do a windmill in the air. And Christian Watson's just going to drain the clock.
He want to show off the dribbling. See Watt.
He almost had it taken away. And with 0.4 seconds, it is LIU basketball. And that's going to bring us to the end of tonight's festivities, Jack McClendon.
It's amazing.
Your final thoughts, though, here tonight.
I love the way Miami came out from their last win, played together, played with a lot of intensity,